Because of the light interference.
Muko tayari? Okay, thank you very much. Our media team and agents of candidates and candidates who are here today, we are glad we are gathered here today, and IEBC staff. We're here to witness the opening of the pallets where the ballot papers have just arrived, and we have opened. Everybody is satisfied that all has gone well, and the agents and candidates who are here have been able to sign in to show that they have inspected the boxes and everything is in order. I want to introduce my colleague, Commissioner Anderitu, who is with me here. I am Commissioner Hassan, Nur Hassan. We are here on behalf of IEBC to supervise this electoral process and make sure that the electoral process is free and fair and peaceful, so that the people of Ol Kalou can be able to determine who their leader is. And we anticipate and we expect that it's going to be fairly a very easy process for everybody, because all preparations have been finalized, and I will ask my colleague to talk to the electoral process. But from the security point of view, where I chair the commission, we have had a very robust engagement with the security team in the Nyandarua and beyond. And yesterday we had an engagement with the IG, and that all preparations have been done. And we expect, of course, we expect a peaceful turnout and a peaceful process. But just in the unlikely event that somebody is up to some mischief, we want to let you know that the security organs of government are fully prepared to repulse anything that's going to be of any harm to the people of Ol Kalou as they exercise their rights. My appeal to the people of Ol Kalou is that this is an opportunity you have. This is a golden opportunity which you need to exercise your democratic right. Please do it wisely, do it consciously, do it peacefully. Choose a leader of your choice, a leader who you think is going to help you tomorrow in the National Assembly. For us as IEBC, we are basically midwives. We are an impartial organization. We have no specific candidate, no affiliation to any political party. We are independent, and I want us to be treated in that light. Please help any IEBC staff you see anywhere during this process. Our appeal to people of Ol Kalou and beyond is to help them. If you see them anywhere, help them in making their job easy so that they do their work peacefully. Thank you. Commissioner Ann, please.
Thank you, and thank you, Commissioner Hassan, who is actually the team leader in this by-election. And I want to join him by assuring the citizens and the registered voters of Ol Kalou constituency that we have an election tomorrow. The election starts from 6 a.m. in the morning and ends at 5 p.m. In the evening. But whoever shall be on the queue at 5 p.m. will, of course, according to the regulations and the rules, will be allowed to cast his vote. The commission, led by the chairperson yesterday, gave a brief of what to expect and the do's and don'ts of this by-election, just like any other by-election. We are not introducing rules that are separate from what have happened in the other by-elections. And we reiterated, and we want to reiterate, that we do not expect that any person who is not accredited shall be allowed into the polling station, except the voter. The voter has a right to enter the polling station, and after voting, he leaves the polling station. Any other person, the 400 meters radius, which is the polling station, is not allowed unless you produce accreditation documents, which include a letter, a badge from IEBC, and an oath of secrecy. Those are the documents we expect to see for any person, including the media, because even media is accredited, and I can see you have the badges with you, so that we have a process that is smooth, and we leave the voters to exercise their right without any interference. The chairman and the commission also reiterated that we do not expect that people will abuse the secrecy of the ballot. So we don't expect that any Kenyan will enter the booth, vote, and then take a photo. This is against the rules and against the law. Therefore, we expect that you vote and you preserve your secrecy. It is your secret. The Constitution says that voting in Kenya is by secret ballot. So once you vote, just go home, cast your vote, and then you go. It's upon you to do that and protect your own vote. Lastly, allow me to explain the voter identification process, because I can see some people requesting whether we have the manual register, whether we have whether our KIMS kit will work, and what is the process. The voter identification process is by biometrics that are already captured in the register of voters. The register of voters is in the KIMS kit, the one we shall use. So when a voter enters a polling station, the first thing he must produce is an identification document, which is the national ID or the passport, depending on which document he registered with. Once you come, then you shall be to give your ID, and once the ID is confirmed it's your ID, then the next time is to check whether your biometric are matching from the register. And you go figure by figure to see which figure is matching. We also have facial recognition as part of a biometric identification that is in the register. All those cannot fail. But in the unlikely event that your fingerprints are not working, which is in the extreme cases from experience, there are very few cases, we resort to alphanumeric identification. Alphanumeric identification is where we type your ID number into the system. And once we type your ID number, your details will automatically pop up. Once they pop up, we know that you are actually in the register. If they do not pop up, for sure, you are not in that register. And nowhere else you can be found, because your national ID should be the identification document. And once your details pop up, we don't stop there. We actually take your photo, and we tell you to put your ID card here, and we take your photo, and then put it in the KIMS kit. So every person who shall vote in this by-election and in the previous by-election has been identified using the KIMS kit. So we don't expect to have any manual register around for identification, because the KIMS kit is also able to identify those people whose biometric has not come up. We have come with that method, alphanumeric identification, using your ID number to identify you and to make your details come up. So let it be very clear that the KIMS kit has worked in all the other by-elections. We have also KIMS kit on standby. Should one fail, there's another that can be replaced just right in time to allow you to vote. So we don't have any reasons why we should go manual, because we have KIMS kits that are able to replace if in case any of them either go slow or it happens to fail, or whatever the reason could be. But from experience, we have 99.999% of success rate of all our KIMS kits. So we believe that Ol Kalou will not be exception. It shall meet the requirement and the standards that is required. Once the voting has been done, we also expect that the voters will go home, and the counting process will start in the presence of the agents, in the presence of the media, in the presence of observers, and everybody will be allowed to see the result tallying. And finally, the agents and media will be allowed to take the photo of the result form. So this election is supposed to be, and it is expected to be, transparent, and it shall be transparent, open, credible, and verifiable. And